Hello, everyone. Brian Gilbert from FansRaise. Hey, listen, I wanted to put together a quick video about skepticism. And it's not at all uncommon for when a new idea is presented, whether it might be you, it might be one of your colleagues, maybe a band director, maybe somebody on your booster board just takes a look at that new idea and goes, yeah, I'm just not quite sure about that. So I've had a couple of really productive conversations just recently this week with people that just aren't really sure if FansRaise is for them, if crowdfunding is for them, if it's even worthwhile to entertain as a fundraising opportunity for their performing ensemble. So this speaks to you. If you've encountered that, or if you are that and thinking with that mindset, here's a couple of points to consider. So if you think that crowdfunding doesn't work, what I would say to that is it obviously does. And here's how I know that. So I could tell you that in addition to the fact that our average campaign raises around $6,000 and our average system-wide donation is about $52. And that can range quite wildly depending on the specific campaign, the way it's put together, and also some of the verbiage that's used on the campaign page. And we have some real helpful best practices on how to really build out your campaign to elicit the largest donation possible. But some campaigns will make more than others, but they all make money. And they all make more money than you're currently sitting on right now, having not done a campaign, which is zero. But if you look at results, if you look at just the propagation and the proliferation of different crowdfunding platforms, obviously you've got the big ones like Donors Choose and GoFundMe. You've got some niche opportunities for platforms such as SnapRaise for sports teams. There are some nonprofit ones. There's a lot out there to choose from, but it does work. All of those platforms wouldn't exist if it didn't work. And if you look at the broad statistics, people are giving. There's quite a bit of charitable giving. Charitable giving for the arts and for education is definitely on the upswing. And I will link in the video description some content that we produced about donor psychology and what some of those leading trends when it comes to charitable giving looks like across the United States. So if you think that crowdfunding doesn't work, I'm here to tell you that it is alive, it is doing well, and there are groups just like yours and communities just like yours that are having great success with it. Okay, now number two, you might feel that crowdfunding may work other places, but it definitely won't work here. So my response to that would be, why do you feel that way? What convinces you that crowdfunding won't work right in your own backyard? And it will, and it is. And the reason I know that is that we've worked across the gamut of socioeconomic variables. So we've worked in very urban types of communities, very rural types of communities, communities that are at the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to income demographics. The only thing that really seems to variate between the two ends of the spectrum is the size of the average donation. That is something that will be a little bit smaller if you're in a bit of an economically depressed or more economically depressed area. That doesn't mean it's not worthwhile to do, because even if people are giving, but they're giving slightly smaller amounts, that's still very positive, and that's still, again, these are people that are dying to support organizations that they care about and support students that they care about. And your campaign participants are really going to be the conduit to bring those dollars into your program, because people don't support organizations as much as they support people they care about. The other question I would ask is, what fundraising do you do in your area that does work? If you are in an economically depressed area, what do you sell that works? Does candy, pies, potato chips, snack food? Do you do car washes? Do you do craft fairs? Like, what are the types of things that you do that do have a success? And you'll probably have a couple things on your calendar that you come back to year over year that work. And I would say that I think we sometimes overestimate the value of, hey, everyone needs to buy our cheesecakes because our cheesecakes are just that great. Well, I would tend to think that over the past, 5 to 8 years, those cheesecakes have gotten a little smaller, probably gotten a little bit more expensive, and you can buy them on Amazon. And don't think that your families aren't doing that. Your community will support you. Your community will support your crowdfunding campaign. But remember, your constituency that you're actually promoting your campaign from within with FansRaise is actually built by your students' contact list. So this curated list of contacts are brought to your campaign directly from your students, and that's different and that's special. And I think that's worthwhile considering. And then the third thing I would ask is just what's the worst that would happen? What's the worst thing that can happen if you try a campaign? You make some money. It's probably the easiest money and the most stress-free fundraiser that you've embarked on. And I would say that the dollars are probably going to be more than a typical type of fundraiser that you probably are already engaged with. But then consider there's nothing to sell. There's no rejection. You don't have to expect students and families to go try to peddle stuff and then be told no, because no one likes that. And there's no dollars to chase. So these are all very important considerations to think about when it's real easy to jump at the new thing and go, yeah, that's not going to work here. Or the football team tried it. Well, how do you know exactly how the football team put that together? They did a crowdfunding campaign. Was it well managed? Was it specific? Was it coached? Was it supported well? And those are the things that FansRaise can control, because those things will all happen, I guarantee it. So just to recap, if you think crowdfunding doesn't work, I'm here to tell you it does work, and it is working. We've worked with over 200 organizations, either past, present, or that are planning future campaigns in the last couple years that we have been around, and we've seen some fantastic success stories. If there's anything we can do to help, please reach out to us, info@fansraise.com. Again, this is Brian Gilbert. We'll see you soon.